Alright, hello everybody, this is Mud and Blood Recon. It's the open beta version that I found on mudandblood.net/recon.html. This is Rider X. So, yeah, let me just... So let's start this. Alright, so I've started a sort of mission. My squad is here. I've got Y Moncayo, 4 spot. I've got Y Walter, who has 3 comms, I'll upgrade that. I have H Adams, who has 3 combat. And I've got L Griffin, who has 4 combat. So all of these men I've been training up for a while, and I'll show you my sort of strategy, which doesn't involve completing missions necessarily from the very start, and instead I focus on leveling up my guys, having a lot of combat skills, having a lot of spot skills, so that when I do want to do missions, my guys aren't just going to get completely destroyed by VCs, they're actually going to be able to go. So let's start this off. This is me. I've got this metal. So the team's all loaded up. I've got M16s on everybody. I've got usually about 2 IV bags. I think each person has at least 1 IV bag. And 3 people have grenades, so it's fairly good. I haven't worried much about secondary arms because those aren't really yet implemented fully. So let's upgrade this guy in combat. Let's upgrade, I think this guy is fully upgraded, yeah. This guy is fully upgraded. And my comms guy, I'll give him a bit of combat, why not? Alright, let's go. So the very first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and set weapons free. This is sort of my tactic. If any enemies are found, I don't want to have to deal with it. So let's move them away from the LZ right now. Let's take a quick look at the map. So that's my landing zone up there, and these are my guys falling down here. So first thing we want to do is turn on the radio, obviously, and let's send a sit rep that we're down here. Alright, so you see we're getting a bit of radio static, so let's turn this radio. Yeah. Alright. So now we're ready to get on with the mission. So my tactic's pretty straightforward. I like to run around in a very organized pattern, cover as much of the AO as I can before I feel like my luck's starting to run out, and then I usually call an evac. I guess it's fairly boring. Any fights, usually the men handle themselves, but if anything gets really bad, I will go in there and start chucking grenades. Alright, so we're starting to hear some enemy noises there, if you can... I don't know if you guys can hear this, but... yeah, certainly some noises going around. Alright, we got first contact right there. Oh, it looks to be a weapon cache down there. We are going to just destroy them. Alright, that should take care of any big units. Let's get around here. Alright, I think that might just be cleared, so now let's go ahead and check these guys for any useful intel. So even though I don't really do the missions that much, in case I get really lucky with intel, I might go ahead and kill an HVT. I think they give you some sort of ribbon for doing that. Another thing that I think I noticed in previous versions, I don't know if it's been fixed since then, is that you can't search multiple things at once with your guys. What was that? Sounded like an airplane. Yeah, so the thing's a bit buggy with the whole panning system, but I think that'll be fixed in future versions. So again, pretty textbook collection of intel here. Not trying to be all stealthy-like, I'm just going full in and balls deep and seeing what happens. Alright, so let's move up now. As far as my thoughts about this game, it is incredibly complex. The mechanics are truly beautiful for what I've seen in Flash games, even compared to things like Mud and Blood 2, made by the same author. It's really up there as far as AI being incredibly smart and being incredibly reactive, and you actually have to use a lot of tactics. I'm not really displaying that since I'm just kind of going in and killing them all, but if you wanted to get the maximum, if you want to do missions in the fastest possible times, getting the lowest heat score, you want to make sure to be really stealthy and set up ambushes. My idea is somewhat less like that. It's more of just kill whatever I can and then get out before anything gets really bad with what I'm working on, before any QRFs start completely destroying me. Alright, so in case you can't see, we just found an unexploded Mark 83 bomb. So sometimes there'll be VCs guarding this, not very often, but you can gather some intel from it just like any other one of those structures. So what am I gonna send this? Now this is a tricky job. Sometimes VCs will booby-trap this. I don't think my heat score is high enough for that to happen, but just to be safe I usually like to send one of my more useless guys there. So I need my spotter, I need my radio man. I think I'm gonna send Adams here. So from what I've heard, these things have a huge explosion radius, and you can yeah, I think you can blow it up using air support, maybe C4, but I don't have guys with either of those things on them because I wasn't really planning on blowing a lot of stuff up. But let's collect some intel from here nonetheless. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of just boring stuff. I mean, I was walking. What I like to do is I come around here and then I just snake up and down, going and covering the LZ, or no, the area of operations. Right, that definitely sounds like a lot of enemies. Alright, contact has been made. Okay, this doesn't look terrible. Yeah. Alright, so I feel like there's a lot more enemies around here. So I'm gonna have to go in pretty hot. Alright, let's see what we found on this guy. So let's see, do we find anything useful? Nothing. Yeah, so most guys don't have very much on them. So you get maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 in 5, maybe closer to 1 in 6, 1 in 7. It's not a hugely often thing, but I've had games where I've gotten, like, killed, I don't know, like 18 guys, and I got intel off half of them, and that's truly really lucky, and I got a lot of intel that game without having to spend a lot of time. So there is a huge balance between, let's see this, yeah, completely destroyed. Let's throw a grenade. I think there's a lot more guys here. Alright, so I think these guys might have been part of the quick reaction force that came over there. Not entirely sure about that though. I think there's like 2 guys down here. Oh, yay, some orders. Alright, let's see what's on this guy now. I think it's going to be really hard to select that guy. I think it might just be a waste of time to do that. Let's see if I can... do I want to do another snake? Let's see how much intel, or how much of the AO I've covered. 27% of the AO and 3 intel. I think I'll keep going. Yeah. Ooh, red bands. So this could actually start getting some interesting... Bam. Wow. So this M16's OP, especially for what's, I guess, planned to be a tier 1 weapon. M16's OP. I mean, these guys were just completely destroyed. Let's see what else I can find here. Yeah, so again, you really don't find very much on these guys, but then again, there's a lot of them, and you get the XP for every spot and every kill. I think both your men get some EXP and you get some EXP in the end. But there is definitely a balance between this, because every time you kill people, you generate more heat, and more heat means you'll get more things like booby traps, you'll get more landmines, you'll get harder enemies, and you'll get more of them, so you kind of want to be careful and limit yourself, or do what I do and just wait like 30 days after each mission. That helps you guys heal up, and it helps your heat score go down a lot. Uh, Obviously, if you do this after every patrol, you won't be able to complete very many missions, so it's really something you might want to balance out. So I think I'm actually... Alright, we got some more contact, which you can pretty much expect to be near the landing zone. And we're pretty close to the landing zone right now. Does he have any buddies with him? Let's see. Don't think he had any buddies near him. So yeah, as you can see on the map, we're getting pretty close to our landing zone, and generally in missions you'll have people camping you'll have VCs camping the landing zone by the end. Again, not a problem. I've got a team of 4 sergeants. Two of them are immensely combat trained. It's not really an issue. And then the M16 really seems like an incredibly powerful gun, especially for something that's supposed to be low tier. And I mean, looking at the stats, it's really not that great, but it does perform great past its effective range. Like, these guys can kill easily from twice the effective range. I think it's about 150 or 160 pixels. These guys can easily clear guys from 400 pixels, and it's just not a problem. So I really like that gun quite a bit. Obviously, I think there are guns with better stats, like the FN and the Stoner and whatnot. But the other thing to worry about is ammo usage, and the M16 is a fairly efficient killer. It doesn't take up a lot of ammo when I use it, so like compared to things like the Tommy gun, which has an immense stopping power. Each bullet does like a max of 150 damage, and it's got the highest fire rate in the game. But with that comes a lot of wasted ammo and a lot of extra bulk if you want to have to carry any sorts of ammo boxes with you. So let's just go ahead and call an evac right now. It sounds like there's some enemies there. Let's just get out of here before anything gets really bad. Quest denied. Oh wow, that's interesting. Let's get here. Oh no, maybe they're down there. Oh wow. There's quite a force here. Frag out! Wow. Complete bloodbath. I don't think even my guy suffered even a scratch there. This is, I mean, QRF, this is what happens. These guys, combat training really makes them vicious. I mean, it's not even a challenge, so I don't really have a problem with being pretty much overt the whole time. I'll probably call the evac now. Again, see what can happen. More enemies, of course. Wow. They are just dying. Alright, so this body's been searched already. I think I had some white noise on the radio, so wow. Yeah, the one problem I'm worried about is, are my guys going to run out of ammo before we can get the evac, because I did not bring any ammo boxes. I think in total I counted up, and I think my guys have about 400 ammo between all of them. But that really does not last very long if you're using it all up. So let's see what I'm looking at. Let's turn this radio's been giving me nothing but problems. 255 rounds expended. This is truly a mission where I've been killing a lot. Alright, so this is working. Let's see if I can dust off, please. Maybe? Oh, hey, it sounds like a helicopter. I don't know. Maybe one of those times with white noise it actually ended up calling the extraction. Anyway, this should be a fairly good extraction. I'm expecting about maybe 8, 9, if I'm really lucky, 10 raw intel gathered. I'm got about 30% of the AO covered, and I've got probably I've ended up killing more people than I've spotted because of some bugs in the game and having to do with not a problem. When this thing's landing soon, I'm not really gonna care if one of my guys does end up wounded in action, then it's gonna be a really quick carry to the chopper, so not much of a problem there. Let's get them all on and turn weapons off. I think I've had problems with leaving weapons on in the past when I've had the helicopter. It didn't work for the extraction. So this was definitely one of the more successful missions I've had. Do not expect this kind of luck normally in a game. This is truly one of the luckier experiences I've had. I mean, not a scratch on my men after 20 kills. That's truly insane. I mean, 48 intel gathered that mission. That's wow. That bewilders me. Just under 6,000 EXP. So you don't get very much EXP because you get huge bonuses when you cover like 50% of the AO or 75% of the AO. But intel-wise, this was a great mission given that I've only covered 27% of the map. It was just pretty much all coming down to those kills, and they shows in the experience that I've got. So definitely, that's a great mission. This is Mud and Blood Recon. It's an open beta game. You can find it on mudandblood.net/recon.html. There's probably a link in the on the front page of just mudandblood.net. You will play the open beta link somewhere along there. It's a great game. It's been working. Rob is working on it a lot, and who knows when we'll have a final version. But there's a lot of content updates coming, and you should definitely check it out if you can. So this is Rider X, and I'm going to close out now.